Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping into WWE Friday Night SmackDown, episode 1368.
Yeah, this one broadcast from Perth, Western Australia. Packed house at the RAC Arena.
And it wasn't just any SmackDown, right? This was the go-home show for Crown Jewel. Set up with that interesting European-friendly start time, too.
That felt deliberate. Like, they were really underlining the global scale of this event. And the mission for us today is really to unpack how this single episode just blew up the existing power structure right before the big show.
It really did feel like intentional chaos. You had the visuals right, the Crown Jewel titles in the ring, under glass.
Like museum pieces.
Exactly, these untouchable jewels. And then the funny bit, the commentary desk still had the
WWE main event overlay.
Yeah, it kind of captured the whole vibe, didn't it?
Yeah.
Super slick presentation, but maybe a little bit frantic underneath.
That's a great way to put it. Pristine on the surface, but messy underneath. And Cody Rhodes, well, he seemed ready to dive right into that mess.
Okay, let's start there. The show kicks off with Rhodes. He's wearing the ring he won last year.
Nice touch, using that history.
Right. And he frames the match with Seth Rollins, not just as a title defense, but as potentially changing the future of the company. Big stakes.
And what was fascinating, he didn't really go after Rollins' wrestling ability. Not directly.
No, it was all psychological. He called the match Rollins' Achilles heel. Why? Because Rollins loves WWE.
Which sounds like a compliment, but Cody twisted it. He basically said, when you love something, you are vulnerable. He weaponized Rollins' passion.
That's a killer line. And, maybe a smart read on Rollins. Love makes you take risks. Maybe makes you predictable.
Or maybe just exposed. And this vulnerability, this potential crack in the armor, we kind of saw a hint of it earlier, didn't we, on the kickoff show?
Oh, yeah, that was weird. You had Heyman, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. They were all announcing Rollins.
His own guys. The Vision.
And Rollins just walks out, says nothing, turns around and leaves, left them all standing there looking confused.
Total confusion. So you've got Cody saying his love makes him weak, and then Rollins himself is acting distant, silent, even towards his own allies.
If your leader isn't communicating, well, that structure's already shaky, isn't it?
Absolutely. And the Perth crowd, they were all over it.
Yeah.
That Seth is a wanker chant was deafening.
Yeah. And Cody trying to get Michael Cole to repeat it.
And Cole, ever the professional, just passes the mic straight to Wade Barrett.
Who happily obliged. Rollins is a wanker.
Yeah.
It just shows how much everyone, the fans included, were buying into this idea of Rollins being on the ropes. Emotionally, at least.
And Cody just hammered it home, declared himself DER wrestler, capital DER, the wrestler.
Reminding everyone, hey, I've beaten this guy 3 times already.
Exactly. He's basically saying, you might hold the belt, Seth, but I hold the power over you. Psychologically, it's a masterclass.
Okay, so that sets the emotional tone. But the physical deconstruction of, the whole hierarchy, that started almost immediately after.
Right into the U.S. title match, Sami Zayn's open challenge, Shinsuke Nakamura answers.
And it was a good match. Solid back and forth, went, 13 minutes?
Yeah, about that. Nakamura hits 2 Kinshasas. Usually that's it. But Zayn kicks out.
Nakamura lines up the third one.
Yeah.
And then all hell breaks loose. Masked attacker hits the ring. DQ finish.
And the mask comes off. It's Tama Tonga. He's back.
But not just him. This was a whole crew. Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, Jace Mateo, all with the white face paint.
This wasn't some subtle return. This was a full-on declaration. A new, expanded faction just crashed the party.
And they didn't just save Nakamura. They beat down both guys. Zayn the champ and Nakamura the challenger. Total destruction.
And then the final piece, Solo Sikoa walks out. Stands over both of them.
And he says it outright. MFT is back, this massive force. And he wants his U.S. title back.
See, that's the strategic play here, I think. They didn't go for Cody. They didn't go for Seth straight away.
No, they went for the U.S. title.
Which Solo feels belongs to him, to the family. It's like they're destabilizing the roster from the middle out. Take the resources, assert dominance across the board, and maybe aim higher. It's about controlling the whole structure, not just the peak.
That makes sense. And that theme of instability, of chaos just bubbling up everywhere, it continued with McIntyre and Jacob Fatu.
Oh, man. That was intense. Fatu has that brief chat with Cody, says he's hunting the title.
Then Nick Aldis steps in, tries to manage it, Great ambition, Jacob. Come see me later.
Aldous is trying to keep a lid on things, but it's like trying to cap a volcano.
Because as soon as Aldous and Cody leave, McIntyre just jumps Fatu. Backstage brawl, security floods in.
Quick, brutal beatdown. It's just raw aggression, completely unscripted feeling.
And Aldous' reaction is interesting, too. He doesn't seem to punish them, does he?
Nope. McIntyre comes looking for Aldous later, probably to complain or demand something.
And Aldous just says, great news, you're fighting Fatu next week.
He's basically throwing gasoline on the fire, monetizing the chaos.
Which, naturally, leads to Fatu attacking McIntyre again, right there on the spot. Just gigantic chaos, as the source put it.
Aldous might be getting ratings, but he's risking turning the whole backstage into a war zone. It feels really volatile.
Okay, let's shift gears slightly. The women's division. The politics there felt different, maybe more subtle, but just as intense.
Yeah, definitely cutthroat in its own way. We had that tag match, Tiffany Stratton and Stephanie Vacher getting the win over Julia and Kiana James.
Stratton hit the prettiest moonsault ever for the pin. Solid match.
But the really telling part was backstage before the match. Chelsea Green comes up to Vacher.
Trying to recruit her for the Secret Service. Kelsey's always building her political power base.
Always. But Vacher wasn't having any of it. Stratton walks up, Green disappears.
And Vacher lays it out. We team up tonight, yeah, but tomorrow, only one winner, me.
Stratton agrees. Just a temporary alliance of convenience. It's such a contrast to the men's scene right now.
Totally. With MFT and the Wyatts, it's all about the group, the faction. Here, even when they're winning as a team, it's purely individual ambition driving things.
Everyone for themselves, it seems. We saw a bit more ambition in the women's tag title picture too, but maybe a different kind.
Right, the champs. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss had that confrontation with Sol Ruca and Zarya.
And the champs did the classic veteran thing. Acknowledge their talent. You guys are good.
But you're inexperienced. Dismissive.
But Zarya didn't just accept that. She stepped up, demanded the shot, showed some real fire.
And it worked. They got the match, even if no date was set. That felt like a big moment for Zarya, earning that respect.
Yeah, it was less about politics, more about just pure determination. Good for her.
Okay, circling back to factions, though. The Wyatt Sicks. They defended their tag titles against the Street Profits.
This match felt like it was designed purely to showcase the Six's whole chaotic deal. It was pretty short, like 6-7 minutes.
Something like that. And the finish was pure chaos. Nikki Cross interferes, puts Ford's foot on the rope.
Which leads to her brawling with B-Fab outside. Total distraction.
And while that's happening, Gacy hits the plague on Ford, gets the pin, Sicks retain, standard faction interference finish.
But what happened after the match?
Yeah.
Whoa, that felt significant.
Yeah. The Wyatt Sicks are celebrating in the ring.
And out comes MFT. The whole crew. Solo, Tama, Tala, Loa, JC.
Just a silent stare down. Two massive, dominant, unpredictable factions just locking eyes in the middle of the ring.
The tension was unreal. Solo eventually signaled for his guys to back off.
But the message was sent, loud and clear. The power landscape has shifted. It's not just about individuals anymore. It's these huge, dangerous groups vying for control.
It really solidified that theme of destabilization. The old order felt completely gone in that moment. It's now about which of these forces will dominate.
And speaking of domination and brutality, the main event, last man standing, Aleister Black versus Damian Priest.
17 minutes of just violence. They absolutely delivered on the hype.
Rain stairs, kendo sticks galore, chairs. Priest looked like a monster for huge stretches.
Totally dominant. Had Black down for 9 counts twice after those razor's edges. One through the announce table. Looked like Black was done.
But the finish, it brings us back to that theme of emotion, doesn't it? And maybe some controversy.
Definitely. After, 16 minutes of brutality, Zelina Vega.
Who the commentary explicitly mentioned is Black's wife in real life.
But he throws herself in front of Priest to protect Black, a human shield.
And that split second is all Black needed. He hits Priest with the fireball.
Blinds him, then Black mass. Priest goes flying off something high through a stack of tables. Priest can't answer the count. Black wins.
But, okay, does that work for you? A last man standing match built on brutality ends because of, spousal interference and an illegal fireball. Does it undercut the match type?
That's a fair question, about the integrity of the stip. But look at it through the lens of the Knight's Beam. Priest was unstoppable with normal means. Black needed something extreme, something disruptive.
So the emotion, Zelina's desperation.
That desperation, combined with the illegal weapon, became the disrupting force. It kind of proves Cody's point from earlier, but in reverse. That love, that connection, it wasn't a weakness for Black here. It was his unexpected, rule-breaking path to victory. Maybe ethically gray in kayfabe, but narratively consistent for this episode.
Okay, I see that. So let's tie it all together. What we saw was just complete destabilization. MFT is back, aiming to grab resources. Factions are clashing. Individual ambitions are running wild in the women's division.
And underlying it all is this potent mix of emotion, love, loyalty, desperation being used as either the ultimate vulnerability, like Cody claims with Rollins, or the ultimate weapon, like we saw with Black and Vega.
Which brings us right back around to Seth Rollins, the supposed vision, heading into Crown Jewel against Cody.
With his own stable maybe questioning his weirdly silent leadership after that kickoff stunt.
Yeah, the champion, the leader, saying nothing.
So the big question we want to leave you with as you head into watching Crown Jewel, Perth. Think about that silence from Rollins. Cody says love makes him vulnerable. He's acting strangely towards his own allies. How long can the vision hold together?
Especially if he loses to Cody tomorrow. What happens to that stable, the vision, if the leader seems disconnected, maybe vulnerable? And there are sharks like MFT and the Wyatt Sicks circling.
Exactly. Could that silence be seen not as confidence, but as the first sign of collapse by those eager to take his place? How fragile is the vision right now?
Something definitely to chew on. Thanks for digging deep into this one today.
Always a pleasure. Lots to unpack there.